Okay, I'm still with you, friends. I hope you're still with me. Here we are on the fast tempo set. Coming in hot, just kind of took a little break, did a little bit of warming up, and made a cup of Bengal spice tea. And I'm with you, and I'm shaking the rust off. Many of you are probably shaking the rust off too. And that's why we're here. So, all right, we're going to get going on I've Waited As Long As I Can, a song written by Hilo Brown, but made famous by Tony Rice on his Plays and Sings Bluegrass album. So I'm going to double check the live streams and get myself in the zone here for you, make sure this is all working. All right, so here we are on Facebook. A little false start intro, that happens sometimes. Okay, there we are, we're live on Facebook. How about YouTube? It's looking like we are live on YouTube. Okay, great. Here we go. Okay, I've waited as long as I can. Key of G. It goes like this. 1 and a 1 and 4 and 4 and 1 and a 1 and a 5. 1 and a 1 and 4 and 4. 1 and 5 and a 1. I've waited to hear you say you love me and long for the day you'll take my hand. So that's the only thing that's different, is at the end of every verse there's going to be that stop and then a couple extra beats where I sing wait to hear and whatever lick you want to do there. I found a video of this with Flat and Scruggs Grand Ole Opry show with Hilo Brown doing it. I never heard a recording of this, but I found that live video, and he sings it, waited to hear, and everyone just kind of plays a lick. Tony kind of made it concise by putting in that G run. Anyhow, so the way I like to kick this song off is like this. That's what I was trying to do at the top of the broadcast. Something like that. It's a cool melody. It's a very straight ahead song, but the melody is slightly different, you know, than most of the other bluegrass songs. And that's what sets this song apart. Aside from just being a cool lyric, a cool song. Here we go, and you're going to kick us off on I've Waited As Long As I Can, key of G. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But this wait no longer I can't stand. I know that you've had time, dear, to make up your mind. I've waited as long as I can. I've waited to hear you say you love me and long for the day you'll take my hand. I asked again last night for your love so divine. I've waited as long as I can. Here I go. Oh, why can't I make you understand? I wanted you for mine, but I've wasted my time. I've waited as long as I can. I've waited to hear you say you love me, and long for the day you'll take my hand. I asked again last night for your love so divine. I've waited as long as I can. Play. Now I'll just say goodbye as the tears fall from my eyes. For you made it plain that I can't win. No one will ever know the pain I've been through. I've waited as long as I can. I waited to hear you say you love me, and long for the day you'll take my hand. I asked again last night for your love so divine. I've waited as long as I can. Me than you. I waited to hear you say you love me, and long for the day you'll take my hand. I asked again last night for your love so divine. I've waited as long as I can. When I'm playing those songs, I try to just do my Tony thing. You know, I've given up a long time ago on actually trying to sound like Tony Rice. But I give it a go on some of those numbers that I learned from him, because some of those licks are just so iconic and fun to attempt. Okay, Salty Dog Blues in the key of G. We're going to hang around the same tempo. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. I'm going to double check tuning here. I realized I came into that one a little bit out of tune. Okay. Put a 6 and 2 and 2 and honey, let me be your salty dog. You know this one. Anyway, my kickoff is kind of like the old Lester and Earl, Benny Martin. I'm not sure who's playing on that. Chubby Wise, Benny. It's not Chubby Wise. Paul Warren probably. So something like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was not the best, but something like that, you know. There it is. There it is. It makes a lot of sense on the fiddle. Anyway, this is a fun song, a delightful song, a goofy song. Go ahead and kick us off here on the old Salty Dog Blues, key of G. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Standing on the corner with a low-down blues, great big hole in the bottom of my shoes. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I will be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Look at here, Sal, I know you run down stocking in a wore-out shoe. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. I was sitting on a log, finger on the trigger and eye on the hog. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Pulled the trigger and the gun said go. Shot fell over in Mexico. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Play a double. Keep going. Now I got it. Standing on the corner with a low-down blues, great big hole in the bottom of my shoes. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. I found myself just going a second time, so I wanted to give you another double as well. And just, this is great. This is why we're here. Kind of getting back into the swing of things. I never play that song, but I love it, and you got to revisit it to remember how to do it, to get your fingers working through those changes. So I had fun with that, and thought I made some progress as we went through, and I hope you did too. Okay, Blackberry Blossom. We're going to keep it right at the same tempo and give it a go. And you know Blackberry Blossom. I'm assuming that people at this stage are a little more on the expert level, so I might spend less time explaining and just getting right to the songs. And the tunes, as it is with this one. So here we go. Blackberry Blossom. Let's go 4 times. Me, you, me, you, me, you. This is the Blackberry Blossom check. All right, 4 times through. I'm going to kick it off. Okay. Woo! Fun. Is anyone out there? Anyone picking along? It's looking pretty slow on Facebook. Wow. All right. How are we doing on YouTube? Is anyone out there on the YouTube channel? I got a weird thing going on with my YouTube right now, so I have to open a new page every time I look at it, which is weird. I'll get that figured out. Okay. Crickets on Facebook land. Let's see who's there. On YouTube land. We got some folks on YouTube. Very cool. Thanks for being here, everybody. Sticking it out. Donna Hargis. Hello, Donna. Hello, Sam Wenzel Music. Thank you for being here. Hi, John Keegan. Cool. All right. Well, this is the fast tempo, right? So those of you who don't know, I do this, semi-regularly in the indoor season. When it's outdoor season, I'm out a lot and doing river wondergrass trips and things like that. So summertime, I'm basically just checked out of this format. But when I'm indoors, which is late fall, winter, and early spring, I do this usually on Mondays. Anyway, I keep them up to date on my website, tylergrant.com. I post the set lists on my socials, on my Instagram and Facebook pages, and my website usually on the Friday before the upcoming Monday. So that'll happen next week. We'll be back on Monday, and I'll post that list by Friday, okay? All right. Hey, we got some folks here. Hi, Scott Lamardo. Hello, Julie Shep. Cool. On Facebook. Great. All right. So let's keep moving. We're in the fast jam. This is when, we're kind of, pushing it and working on hanging on at tempo. And we're going to do Where the Soul of Man Never Dies in the key of E. So I'm going to capo 4 here. And we'll get right to it. I hope you all are doing well out there. I've seen many of you out at events. Augusta Bluegrass Week in West Virginia was a blast over the summer. Rocky Grass Academy sure was a blast, and the Rocky Grass Festival. Those were just a couple that I was at. I was at IBMA. I've been really working to show up. Post-pandemic, I got into wilderness guiding, river wondergrass. You'll see all those videos on my YouTube channel of us picking out there in the river canyons, which is amazing. I love it. And this last couple seasons, I've really been trying to show up even more at the bluegrass events, try to drive students to my Artist Works Flat Picking Academy and the lessons I have up on True Fire, and just be a little more on the scene and keep on, chasing that bluegrass dream as I always have. I'm out there quite a bit with my bluegrass farm. Tyler Grant's Bluegrass Farm has some dates coming up. And I got all kinds of dates with other projects like Picking on the Dead. Some duet shows with Joy Louise coming up next month. It's all on my website, tylergrant.com. But those of you who know me, you know all that. You stay in touch. You stay involved, stay connected, stay engaged, and I really appreciate that. So this is a shaking off the rust session for me, this whole thing, and that's one of the reasons I kind of jumped on it last minute this week and made it happen, because I've got a spot here. Taylor and Megan, thank you for letting me stay in your apartment for this week and next, and thank you for upgrading your internet in a manner that allows me to do this from your spot here. And big shout out to Carmel. So grateful for my friend Carmel, who's let me host the jam at her place for a long time. And I'm hoping to have my own place soon, so I can just have the same setup on Mondays. Anyway, let's go into Soul of Man Never Dies. 1 and 1 and 1 for 1 and a 1 and a 5. 1 and 1 and 1 for 1 and a 1 and 5 and a 1. Chorus hangs on the 1. Da 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 to 5. Then da 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 da. So that's the only difference between the verse and the chorus. that 1-4-1 thing doesn't happen on the first half of the chorus. It just hangs on 1. So my kickoff would go something like 1, 2, 3. That's sort of like one of my cross-picking workouts that I like to do. An easier way to do it on guitar would be melody strum. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, whatever your style, however you're feeling, here we go. Kick us off on Where the Soul of Man Never Dies in the key of E. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. To Canaan's land I'm on my way, where the soul of man never dies. My darkest night shall turn to day, where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there will be no sad farewell, there will be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. I got it. A rose is blooming there for me, where the soul never dies, and I shall spend eternity where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there will be no sad farewell, there will be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. A love light beams across the foam, where the soul never dies. It shines to light the shores of home, where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there will be no sad farewell, there will be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. Me then you. Play. One more time. To Canaan's land I'm on my way, where the soul of man never dies. My darkest night shall turn to day, where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there will be no sad farewell, there will be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies, where all is peace and joy and love, and the It's a workout. Okay, next we have the Goat Canyon Trestle. This is an original song, and this is, I don't know, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to show you this original song. We've done this before on the Playalong jams, but it's just one from my latest album, and I like to play it, and I like to show it to people because it's really fun. And we're going to do it at the actual tempo of the album, which is here. And it's in the key of E. If you have not seen the music video I made for this song, you should check it out. It's really cool. I actually hiked out to the location of this out of commission but still standing trestle, the largest wooden trestle ever built. Alright, I'm getting there, sorry. What is the culprit here? Which one of you is this one? It's that one. And that one. Jeez, come on. Old Red, my old guitar here, Old Red, he gets a little grumpy sometimes when you put the capo on him. Alright. So this one goes like this. The verse is 1 and 1 and 5 and 5, 1 and 1 and 4, 4 and 4 and 5, 4 and 4 and 1, 1 and 1 and 5, 5, 1 and 1 and 4, 4 and 4 and 1 and 1, 4 and 5 and 1. Chorus. 4 and 4 and 5 and 5 and 1 and 1 and a 4, 4 and 4 and 5 and 5, 4 and 5 and a 1. Okay. So the kickoff is on the chorus, and the breaks are going to be on the verses, and they're going to be split. So I'll show you how I kick off the chorus. 1, 2, 3. 2. 1, 2, 3. So that's how you're going to kick it off. On the San Diego in Arizona, eastern desert line. Impossible, they say, but they built it anyway. Steel rails long lost in time. Okay? And then we'll do verses on the breaks, and we'll split them. I'll take the first half on the first round, and you'll take the second half. Then the next round of breaks, you take first half, I take second half. The tag is weird. The tag on this is really weird. You just got to follow me. It's a lot of 4 or 5, 4 or 5, 4 or 5, 1. Anyway, I'm just hoping that you'll learn this song, maybe take it to some of your jams and play it. So kick us off here on the Goat Canyon Trestle, up to the 4 chord on the chorus. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. From Mortero Wash I made my way up along the steep Acamba Range to see this bygone marvel of the railroad days, still the largest wooden trestle ever made. 700 feet long, 200 tall, had a curve to brace against the wind. Now 9 years have gone and so have all the dreams these rails will ever run again. On the San Diego in Arizona, eastern desert line. Impossible, they Saw potential in this sleepy little southern town. If a rail link could be made, the Southern Pacific offered secretly all the funds to make his vision real. To connect old San Diego to points back east, ground was broken and their fates were sealed. On the San Diego in Arizona, eastern desert line. Impossible they say, but they built it anyway. Steel rails long lost in time. Play. Fought by troubles from the start, 13 years that link was made. Attacked by revolutionaries way down south, hit by earthquakes and hurricane. Now standing here silent in the blazing sun, I can feel old Freckles' pain. If you take on the desert, it will always win against all things human-made. Like the San Diego in Arizona, eastern desert line. Impossible they say, but they built it anyway. 69 miles of old steel rails, long lost and left behind. All right, thank you for taking a ride with me on the old Goat Canyon Trestle. Okay, we still got some folks out there making me feel a little less lonely late at night here. Scott Lamardo, Eston Mason, Julie Shep here on Facebook. Thank you all for being here. I gotta open up my YouTube again because it's glitchy and weird. But we're gonna move on to, what is it, the Old Brown County Barn? What's next? What's next? The Old Brown County Barn. So from the old wood trestle to the old wood barn. Just feeling some country vibes, I guess. Way out in the country. So, oh my gosh, look at what just popped up on PBS. King of them all, the story of King Records? Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna watch that. King Records, so King, Star Day, right? Hillbilly Bop and Boogie era with Grandpa Jones and all those artists of that time, all that Hillbilly Bop and Boogie stuff. Merle Travis might have been on there. But then like all the bluegrassers, like the Stanley Brothers, recorded on King. I want to watch that. There's a story, I don't know if it's true or not, that James Brown played snare drum on a Stanley Brothers recording. Hey! John Keegan, Jim McCarley, Sam Wenzel Music. Hello, everybody. Okay. Because James Brown was recording on King, or he works at King. Anyway, Stanley Brothers were in there recording, and James Brown played snare drum on a Stanley Brothers recording. This might be just myth, but I just love that connection. And to believe that it's true. Ira Gitlin could fact check that. Okay, the Old Brown County Barn, we're kind of boosting the tempo a little bit for this. Straight ahead, Bill Monroe, Kenny Baker kind of number. In B. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 4, 5, 1. 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 4, 5 and 1. 4 and 1, 4 and 5. Da, 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 da. So they do that, da, 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 especially on that last time through, especially on that last 4 chord, da, 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 like, you know, Monroe does it on the mandolin, and the rhythm players do it, and it's how the fiddle melody goes. Da, 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 da. Anyway, simple but quick. So here we go. I'm going to kick us off on the Old Brown County Barn, key of B. And let's go 4 times. Me, you, me, you, me, you, me, you. And we'll tag it on. And we'll tag it like that with a 4-5-1. Okay? Here we go. Key of B, Old Brown County Barn. Try that again. Time around. I need another one. Okay. All right, 2 more songs. I'm definitely running out of steam. That's the way it goes. It's not really a natural progression to play slow, 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 mid, 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 fast, fast, fast. It's good to be able to weave, weave the tempos, jump ahead, jump back, jump ahead, jump back. So this is it's a good simulation and a good practice. I just do this to keep levels so folks are comfortable in whatever set they're in. But it's interesting that like by the time we get to like the harder stuff, it's the time that I'm the most tired. But that's part of the challenge. It's part of what I'm working on. Endurance and fitness in music. And this is the time of the night you see me sinking a little bit lower into the seat. But I'm loving it. I'm excited to be here. And we got 2 more songs. My Little Girl in Tennessee, also known as Little Girl of Mine in Tennessee. And here we go. Key of G. 1 and 1 and 4 and a 1. 1 and 1 and a 5. 1 and 1 and a 4 and a 1. Little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Dun, 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 and 4 and a 1. That's how the song goes. We're just going to be jamming on the verses, okay? And it'll go like this. My kickoff is something like... something like that. All right, here you go. Kick us off on My Little Girl in Tennessee, key of G. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Rewind. I didn't get the chord change. Okay, take a breath. Kick us off. Key of G, Little Girl of Mine in Tennessee. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sweetest little girl that was ever in this world, down in the hills of Tennessee. Oh, little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Beg me not to go, you'll be sorry, dear, I'll know, for the way that you treated me. So I rebel all around, but never could be found to take the place of her in Tennessee. Oh, little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Play. Little girl waiting there for me. I see her smiling face waiting for me at the gate. Oh, that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. One more song. Thank you all for being here. Keep up with me at tylergrant.com. Come see me at a show coming up. You'll see them all on the website. And let's keep picking. Let's keep practicing. I'll see you next Monday. I'll post the set list this Friday. If you have a request, email it or shoot it to me in a message. If you leave it on the comments, I'm probably going to miss it. All right. This is going to be Riding That Midnight Train. Stanley Brothers song, key of G. One and one and one and one and four, four and one. One and one and one, one and five and one. That'd be a fine kickoff. Okay, here you go. Riding That Midnight Train, key of G, kick us off. One. Dun, dun, dun. Get the tempo in your head. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Here we go. One. Promise is coming. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No matter what I say or do, you're never satisfied. I've tried and tried so many times, leaving you now goodbye. I'm riding on that midnight train, my head's hanging low. These awful blues will follow me wherever I may go. Took a little liberty there. I wanted to give it another try. I'll give you a double next time, okay? You get a double on your next break. You broke the heart that trusted you. I wasn't made of stone. I'm left in this world as dark as night, yet I must travel alone. I'm riding on that midnight train, my head hanging low. These awful blues will follow me wherever I may go. Keep going. Now why on earth was I ever born? I'll never understand. To fall in love with somebody like you, in love with another man. I'm riding on that midnight train, my head hanging low. These awful blues will follow me wherever I may go. Me than you. Okay. This is a good time to be done because that's all I got. Thanks for being with me. Long, fun Tuesday night Playalong Bluegrass Jam, shaking the rust off, getting back into the swing of things. So thanks y'all for joining me, and like I said, I will post the set list on Friday for next Monday. We're going to come back to Monday next week. Timely sneeze. Okay. Thanks everyone.